Are you searching for a natural way to boost your fertility? Look no further than a cup of red raspberry leaf tea. This popular medicinal herbal tea has been gaining attention within the pregnancy community due to its potential benefits in improving female reproductive health, as well as assisting with contractions in your future pregnancy. So, from promoting hormone balance to aiding in those contractions during labor, there are many reasons why this tea should become a part of your regular routine if you're looking to increase your chances of conception. So, in this short episode, I'll provide an overview of the potential benefits that red raspberry leaf tea can offer when it comes to fertility and how incorporating it into your daily life could make all the difference on your journey toward motherhood. Hola, it's Avi, aka Octavia Steen, natural fertility doula, health coach, and creator of the faith-based business Mother Mindset. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Fertile Faith Podcast, a podcast that helps women of God who are trying to get pregnant naturally to overcome negative thoughts and balance her hormones so she no longer has to be overwhelmed and consumed by her TTC journey. I'm so glad that you're here, sis. I can't wait to dive into this episode. Today's episode is brought to you by the fertility diet that changed my life. The real reason why it's possible for you to get pregnant without struggling to know what to eat in your TTC journey to help balance your hormones is because of the free fertility diet PDF. Grab yours now at mothermindset.com/fertility nutrition guide. All right, sis. I used red raspberry leaf tea in my first two pregnancies. Um, During the process, I used it in my third pregnancy, but not as much, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But in my first two pregnancies, I used it, and I also used it while trying to conceive my third child. So there are a lot of benefits to this tea for labor, as well as for fertility. And so the red raspberry plant is actually part of many different fertility teas and is a powerful herb that helps to tone the uterus, regulate your hormones, and increase fertility. And studies have actually found that it also has an anti inflammatory effect on the body, which helps reduce inflammation in the reproductive system. And if you've heard any of my podcasts, if you're in any of my courses, my programs, you know how I preach the anti inflammatory diet and decreasing inflammation in your body, right, in order to help your body heal, in order for you to regulate your hormones and conceive, quicker and easier. So the anti-inflammatory effect is one of the most important benefits, but the benefits I'm going to talk to you about are going to be in particular based around the physical effects that you'll feel. And so it's also said to improve blood flow throughout your body, including your uterus and ovaries, helping them function at their best. So let's chat about the 5 distinct benefits of red raspberry leaf tea. So the first benefit is uterus toning. One of the main reasons I decided on red raspberry leaf tea as my fertility tea of choice is its ability to tone the uterus. So this can be helpful for contractions, yes, but also during fertility to improve the uterine lining and strengthen the uterus for conception and implantation. So if that's somewhere that you're struggling in, you've talked with your physician or your doctor, you may want to talk to them about incorporating red raspberry leaf tea as a natural benefit for toning your uterus. Also, number 2, the benefit of red raspberry leaf tea is healthy periods. Due to, the uterus toning, this fertility tea can also help your menses, can help your period. This benefit is for the ladies who struggle with those unbearable cramping, right? And heavy, period days. Toning the uterus and decreasing inflammation can actually assist with and improve those symptoms of bad cramps, those symptoms of, the heavy days. Toning your uterus can definitely be of benefit for that. And when you actually decrease those symptoms, those those symptoms are signs of hormonal imbalance, right? So when you decrease those symptoms, you can also increase your fertility when you have a healthy period. The next one is decrease inflammation. So the third benefit is it decreases inflammation, like we talked about before. Inflammation is the main cause of multiple diseases and conditions, right? Specifically endometriosis and PCOS, right? In the fertility world. So incorporating this tea with the addition of anti-inflammatory foods can help heal your body for conception. Number 4, it is full of different vitamins and nutrients, right? As an herbal tea, it's no surprise that red raspberry leaf tea is full of vitamins and nutrients. It includes vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, as well as calcium and potassium, right? So while these specific nutrients don't directly help fertility, they can help your body become healthier for a successful pregnancy. Number 5 is it improves your digestion. Red raspberry leaf tea has natural laxative properties and can help with digestion. So, optimal digestion is important for fertility due to the correlation between our hormones and our digestive system, right? Our gut, our second brain. And so, when your gut is healthy, I'm gonna talk about healthy. I talk about a healthy gut inside of my healthy fertility course. So when your gut is healthy, your body, that your gut is your second brain. So your gut is telling your body, what to do. And so when your gut is healthy, the rest of your body will kind of fall in line. And so, you can start drinking red raspberry leaf tea on the first day of your cycle. So this is, for those questions, when do I start drinking this? When, am I able to drink this throughout my cycle? And so you can start, as early as the first day of your cycle in leading up to ovulation. Okay. So anytime in the menstrual phase or the follicular phase leading up to ovulation, you can start to drink red raspberry leaf tea, because of its ability to tone and contract the uterus. I would not advise, continuing the tea during the 2-week wait, just as a precaution, right? Talk with your doctor as well before you start anything new. You want to discuss with your doctor any new lifestyle changes. But really, as a precaution, you want to stop after ovulate or when you ovulate. Okay. So herbal teas can just be amazing, right? For uh, pregnant women as well. But in regards to pregnant women, it's closer to birth in the third trimester. So if you're currently pregnant and thinking, well, I want to drink red raspberry leaf tea to have better contractions, have lesser bleeding. You usually don't want to start them, till later in your third trimester, really when you become full term. And so does red raspberry leaf tea help with hormones? Is another common question. Well, the tea has unique health benefits, right? We discussed those above. We discussed those in this podcast, but they can help improve hormonal health overall, right? Because when you improve your digestion, when you decrease inflammation, when you have all of these nutrients that you're putting into your body, it's just a great, herbal remedy and uterine tonic, right? To tone for helping to balance your hormones naturally. So when I was pregnant, I'll talk a little bit about my pregnancy. When I was pregnant with my first daughter, well, my pregnancies. Did I say plural? When I was pregnant with my first daughter, I drank red raspberry leaf tea 3 times a week, and starting in week 34 of my pregnancy, and I really did see the benefits. Right in my second pregnancy, I drank 1 to 2 cups starting at around 35 weeks pregnant. And so with my first baby, I actually went into labor at 38 weeks pregnant. And the labor was a precipitous labor, which it means that my labor was really fast. It was less than 3 hours. My water broke at 11:30 a.m. and she was born after right I got to the hospital 30 minutes before she was born. So she was born at 3. And so, it was pretty fast labor. So that's why I decided to wait to start it with my second pregnancy. And my second baby came at 38 weeks as well. And I labored with mild contractions for 14 minutes. literally, I got to the hospital room and my contractions started. Once I got to the hospital room, 14 minutes later, she was there. And so with my third pregnancy, I did not drink, actually, I did not drink red raspberry leaf tea as often as I did in my previous pregnancies. And actually, with my third pregnancy was my longest, at my longest laboring, my longest laboring, because in my first pregnancy, I didn't really labor at all. I had a couple of contractions right before a couple of like intenser contractions before she was born, but I really didn't labor for hours upon hours. I just had like my stomach was just hardening like a Braxton Hicks contraction. They weren't painful in my first pregnancy. My second pregnancy, the 14 minutes, I mean, that just speaks for itself. And then the third pregnancy, I actually labored in a hospital room for an hour and a half. And so I did not drink red raspberry leaf tea. And the reason behind that is because I told the Lord that I wanted to experience labor. And that is what he allowed me to do. And so I asked the Lord for that experience. I asked the Lord, I don't know at the beforehand, I'm not sure why I wanted that, but after, I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for that experience and being able to have the experience of labor, because I didn't have that experience with my first two children. So, with that said, I did not drink it as often as I wanted to, or as often as I did with my first two pregnancies. And I definitely saw the difference, right? There was more, I had more contractions that were like that I could feel, more intense contractions. And I actually labored for a while. Not a while. Okay. Let me say not a while, an hour and a half, an hour and a half. And so, with that said, here's the fertility tea recipe that I use. So if you have a piece of paper, or you can go to my blog and you can search red raspberry, and my blog post about this exact topic will show up. But I use 8 ounces of hot water, um, the red raspberry leaf tea, as well as honey. And then I use an additional tea bag of like a flavored tea. The one I used was it had like a berry flavor, because the red raspberry leaf tea doesn't really have a taste. But, when you're pregnant, you want everything to taste better, right? And so, even when you're not pregnant, when you're on a fertility journey, you want the tea to taste good, right? So if you want the tea to taste good, use something like a tea that has some type of taste, some good taste. I use like a wild berry tea, and just to help with the taste. So what I would do is prepare the 8 ounces of hot water, steep the red raspberry leaf tea bag in the hot water for about 7 minutes, according to the instructions on the back of the box. Then I would add the berry tea, or the tasty tea in there, and steep for another 3 minutes. And then I remove both tea bags, add the honey or other sweetener of your choice, and drink and enjoy. And I would do that 1 to 2 times per day. I will leave links for the red raspberry leaf tea that I personally used, as well as the honey brand that I use, and the other tea brand that I use. I use a raw honey, and oh my goodness, so delicious. I eat it by the spoonful. It comes hardened, and so it is so good, y'all. It is so good, and so that is it. That is benefits of red raspberry leaf tea for fertility. I hope that this episode was helpful for you. Like I said, I'll leave links to the different teas that I use. I'll leave them in the description of this podcast, the notes of the podcast, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Oh my goodness, sis. I pray that today's episode was helpful. I pray that it was helpful for you. If it was, please leave a review to help this podcast reach other TTC women of faith, and tag me at coach.avi on Instagram so I can shout you out. I can't wait to help you balance your hormones and deepen your faith so that you can get pregnant without the overwhelm. Blessings and baby dust.